get ready together for the second time today. I already filmed this and there was an eyeliner incident. I mean, it was one of the ones where you can't fix it, where you open your eyelid when you just put wet eyeliner on, but you know, and you've known since you started doing makeup that you don't do that, and somehow you still managed to do it 5,000 years later. That is what happened. And pretty sure I then crawled in a hole and died for a little while. No, I had a snack. That's what I did. Down and had a snack, ate half a bag of barbecue chips. I think I have some chip on the side of my lip actually right now. Whatever. I have class tonight at 7. It is currently 4 o'clock, so I should have more than enough time to get ready with you. Clearly more than enough time. 4 o'clock, how long does it take me to get ready? But not only that, I feel like we should catch up. Sometimes, especially when I take these unexpected hiatuses, which I don't plan on doing much of. I am almost done with school. I am so ready to be out of this limbo that I'm in right now. But when these things happen, I feel so like disconnected from you. Like I feel like I want to check in and see what you guys are up to, what you're listening to, what you're watching, how you're feeling, how you're doing, all of these things. So I figure we just banter, chit chat, whatever. And then whatever you want to respond to, or if you hear something that you want to talk about, then head to the comments and we'll chat it up. Let's just start getting ready. Oh shoot, I don't even have my brows. Oh, okay, BRB. I didn't fart, by the way. That was my chair. Maybe. Just kidding. Anyways, I wasn't planning on doing my brows, but I was gonna have them done already. But since this day just isn't going as planned, we're just gonna, and I still have like liner, like eyeliner marks. I'm gonna use this MAC. I didn't even know I had this. But it's the most amazing thing I've ever tried. It's a shape and shade brow tint situation. So on one end, it's this, I don't use this end. It's this powdery sponge thing. Actually, in high school, I used an eyeshadow that was like that. But this end is the magical end. It's a brush. Looks like this. Whoa, hi. Just go on my forehead. There you go. It's a brush, and you just paint on your brows. And this is the most amazing thing. This is in the shade Taupe. Should I zoom you in? I don't feel like I look a little jaundiced today. I'm just gonna like kind of outline my brows and kind of make these brow strokes. I don't know, this is just magical. And oh, also I wanted to do a purple eyeshadow look. That's what we're doing today. I figure maybe I should have said that earlier, maybe. Kind of hard to do your brows and talk at the same time, but we're gonna do it. And see that? It's such a natural looking brow. Unbelievable. And it's hard to find my shade because I have these really cool tone brows. Like my natural hair color is a really ashy blonde. People don't believe me because my brows are so dark, but my brows have always been darker. And so it's hard to find a brow product that's dark but not warm. And this one isn't warm. It's almost the exact shade of my eyebrow follicle hair things. Where do I want to start? Oh, I was kind of talking about like limbo feeling I'm going through right now. And do you ever feel like that? You know, where it's just an in-between stage of life that's taking forever and you're just like, what is happening? For me right now, it's college. There's this in-between stage of almost being done and all the other things that I really not like that I want to be doing and need to be doing, if that makes sense. When I first went back to school, I was going for nutrition and I was totally focused on school. I didn't have anything else going on. I wasn't working at the time and I wasn't even taking a full schedule. I was kind of easing into it. Some of you have already heard the story, but I'm just gonna clean up my brows using this NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in the shade Fair. So anyway, long story longer, I realized that this is my true love. So I had first gone to hair school and worked in a salon for a while, and it was during the recession, so it was really difficult to build a clientele during that period if you didn't already have one. And so I just went and worked instead. I did financing for plastic surgery for a couple of years, which was the most interesting job of all time, let me just say. By the way, let me know your most interesting job you've ever had. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's weird, or maybe it's just memorable. Leave that down in the comments. Mine was definitely the financing for plastic surgery. My brother would always, I worked with my brother for a while because he's an architect. And during the recession, that was another, you know, obviously building anything was kind of put at a standstill during that time. But so we worked together, and he would call the denials. The job itself at times was so boring. So to like make it fun, he would try to say the whole message in one breath. I don't know, we try to keep ourselves entertained, but that's just some weird stuff we did. I'm gonna try to do this eye talking to you, and then I'm gonna try to do this eye. Oh wait, no, I forgot to put on my brow gel. All right, so I'm gonna use the 24-hour brow setter by Benefit to lock these brows down. I love that product. All right, going back into that fair concealer, I'm gonna put that on my lid. I'm gonna try to do one side. Did I ever say this? One side, talk through, other side. I'm gonna try to do for Instagram. So anyway, what are you guys watching? What are you listening to? What's going on? Tell me about your life. I got way off track about the limbo thing, but I'll return back to that maybe eventually. Anyway, I just finished watching Santa Clarita Diet, the 3rd season. By the way, I'm gonna use this big fat fluffy brush, this one right here. And I'm gonna dip it, oh, I didn't even talk about this. Okay, well, I'm gonna dip it into the shade Can here from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera palette. This Can shade, this purple shade, is my new favorite purple color of all time. I'm gonna dip this fluffy brush from the Beach Cosmetics Rose Quartz set. I'm gonna put this in the outer corner and about to the middle portion of my eye, our lid, and then just start, you'll see, I'll just tap it on and just start kind of buffing it in to the skin. Anyway, I need to get a different brush. I'm gonna use this little one right here to get into this groove. Anyway, so talking about Santa Clarita. Okay, I think I was watching a different show at the time that was a little scarier, or a movie, or I was watching something. And so when I went to watch Santa Clarita, it just wasn't good timing. I was comparing it too much. I was like, oh, it's not scary, and I don't think it's supposed to be scary. I think that's the whole point. So I think I was just being harsh, so I'm glad I revisited the show because I do like it now. Oh, I love this shade so much. I'm just gonna start going around the edges and softening that a little bit. I love this brush. I love this color. I love everything about this. I've been waiting for Anastasia Beverly Hills to put out a palette like this, and they came through, and I love the consistency of the shadows. This one is definitely not as powdery. It doesn't have a ton of fallout. It's really great, and I love the consistency of this shadow at least. I haven't used all of the shadows. I'm taking this little dense brush, and I'm gonna bring this over into the crease and start moving it over. But I'm being really gentle with it because this area starts getting wrinkly and is all gnarly looking. Anyway, so I saw Pet Sematary, and okay, 1, I loved it. 2, it wasn't scary, in my opinion. I love it because, and some people might hate me for saying this, because I love the storyline. I love Stephen King storylines. I hadn't watched it in a long time, so I didn't really exactly remember it as well as, say, It, which is something I'd remembered really, and Thinner, which I remembered a lot. Like, oh my gosh, I hope they never redo that because that one is so good. Anyway. Stephen King movies weren't always that scary anyway, in my opinion. So I think it's worth going to see if you like Stephen King and you liked the Pet Sematary growing up and you just wanted to see a modern take on it. But don't expect the scariest movie you've ever seen in your whole entire life. Am I spending too much time here? It's just my crease is getting weird. I don't know what's happening in my old age, but I'm getting this deep eye socket situation. I mean, I don't hate it. I have more eyelid than I've ever had in my life. I'm sure eventually it will end up looking like the Crypt Keeper, but for now, I like it. I'm gonna go into the shade Sails, like a sailboat. It's a white shade, just matte white, which I love these types of shades. I'm not doing a cut crease because I just don't, I don't know that it's necessary. Yeah, we can change the subject because I know not everyone likes scary movies. So, well, maybe I'll do the possessed method first. We're gonna use the Sephora waterproof retractable liner because it's the only one that doesn't transfer to my lower lash line. So I'm gonna use the NYX Cosmetics Epic Ink Liner. Anyway, so what else were we talking about? I wanted to talk about book club because I kind of want to bring it back and I want to read some spooky books and some psychological thrillers because I really like those. But I don't know. Do you guys want to bring that back? I really, especially around fall time, I think it'd be cool to, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk during this. I'm doing deep breaths. Although this one's bothering me. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. Not gonna touch it. I'm just touching up the crease area with that can shade. But yeah, so I have a lot of plans on what I wanna do. And I love that it's perfect timing because I'm done with school in May, and you know what June is when all of the Halloween decorations come out, and that's my favorite time ever. What are you guys looking forward to? Where are you looking forward to shopping? Is there something specific you're looking for? Because for me, I really want to redo basically my entire house. It's another thing on my project list. I want to redecorate. My couch is actually falling apart. Okay, first of all, can we just, all that product I used, there is no fallout. None. Unreal. Unreal. So I'm gonna do the Milk Makeup Blur Sticks, the OG version and the Illuminating version, and put those on my face. I put the regular one on my T-zone kind of area, and then I put the Illuminating one on my cheekbones. I like them both. If I had to choose one, oh no, that's hard. Probably the Illuminating one for winter time, and then the regular one for summertime for me because my skin is so dry in the winter. Oh gosh. We were talking about Halloween decorations and redoing my house. So I really want darker home decor, but we've all talked about this. Like, I just don't know where to freaking find it. I'm gonna be using the Eden, I think is what it is. I think you guys told me, and I always say it wrong. Excuse me, I was trying to swallow that burp and it just didn't work out. So this is the Eden Norskin Pure Mineral Illuminating Foundation. I feel like I talked about this in one of my tutorials and I was not sure about it. Now I really like it with this IT Cosmetics CC cream in the shade Fair. So this IT Cosmetics CC cream in the shade Fair is too dark, and this Eden one, which is in the shade Joran 201, is too light. I do really like that this one is illuminating and good on dry skin, but this is my ride or die favorite consistency, SPF 5000 in it, which I love for summer. So I'll eventually get back into this shade for whatever reason. It doesn't matter if I wear SPF 5000 every day. Just in the summertime, I don't know if it's just driving around or just the 2 seconds I'm outside. But I do happen to get a tan, not tan. By tan, I mean IT Cosmetics CC cream in the shade Fair. That's my tan. So I'll go back to that when I'm that shade. But right now, this is the perfect shade for me. And I do like the consistency together now. I like it with a damp beauty blender as well, because I've been doing a really, really, really light veil of foundation lately because my skin is having a moment. Oh, finally, let me tell you, if you are in your late 20s and you're experiencing acne, please know, at least for me, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I have an empties video coming up where I'm gonna talk about a lot of skincare, but that I had gone through and tried. I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Concealer in the shade Fair. So this concealer, I really love it for dry skin. So the NYX one is very matte and very wet and it dries quickly. So it's really great if you have oily skin, I'm assuming, because it dries really fast. This is more of a creamy consistency and I love it because my dry ass skin loves it. And I thought for a second it was gonna be way too dark, but it's actually the perfect shade. It doesn't highlight, but it covers my dark circles. It blends in perfectly and I love it. It's so good. This is my second one. They sent me the first one. I went and bought the second one because, whoa, I love it so much. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, about acne. Mine was itchy, irritated. I could like feel them coming up and then they would come up and they'd be so horribly painful and never come to a head. And they leave these marks. They were horrible. Mandelic acid toner helped first and foremost. Then I started having painful, this might be TMI, but probably not. We're all friends here. Painful periods. And back on the pill, I went on a different pill and it changed my life. I've heard there's even another puberty that happens. My mom was like, oh yeah, just wait until you're 40s. I'm like, oh fuck, again? What is that hair? Is that like chin hair? Or is that just, no, that was just, it's like a goat hair. It's like long right here. Oh, by the way, I use the Milk Makeup powder, translucent light powder. Love this stuff for my under eye and where I crease. Anyways, I need to go get my bronzer because I didn't even bring it in. Anyways, that's just my skincare story apparently. All right, I'm gonna go back into the shade can here with this flat brush. I think I got this in a boxy charm. Shoot, I was gonna talk about something. I'm just like rambling on today, so hopefully you like these banter get ready with me's. That's another thing. I'm so excited to have a life. Woo! Can't wait! As I still won't have a life. Because my whole life is gonna be decluttering this last 6 years of my life because my house has been a total, oh, by the way, I'm putting this on my lower lash line. I'm just pressing it right up against there because we're gonna blend it out. So if it sounds like I drank 3 gallons of milk as I'm speaking, it's because my allergies are so bad. It could be because I did yard work and broke all of my nails basically. Actually this one ended up being smashed in a mailbox, but that's another story for a different day. Actually, just kidding. It's pretty much, I just reached in to get the mail and I smashed it. But I survived. I lived to tell the tale. I did indeed. No, I have been doing yard work, so I don't want to go get them fixed until I'm done doing yard work because that's probably my least favorite thing. Do you guys do yard work? Do you have a garden? I think I asked this on Instagram, but do you guys have a garden? Even if it's just a little porch garden, or do you keep plants in your house or apartment? By the way, I'm going back to this little small fluffy brush from BH Cosmetics with that can shade. I'm not using any transition shade, by the way. This is just being built up as we go. So I already laid some down, so I'm just gonna, Anyway, I was asking if you garden or have plants or house plants. So here's the thing, I can't garden to save my life. It requires a lot of watering. I always forget. I never remember what day I water. And they're like, well, do irrigation. Well, I have a lawn guy that comes randomly and will run over my hose and I'm not, he already like ruins my mulch every year. It's a total disaster. And wants to charge me like $50 to do it one tree the next year. I'm like, you ruined it. You took your weed whacker and chopped it all up. I would have mulch if it weren't for you. Sorry, clearly having Real Housewives of Suburbia angst. Just kidding. There's obviously bigger problems in life than worrying about your lawn guy chopping up your mulch, but I'm clearly bitter about it. I never remember what day I water. And I hate wasps. So pretty much gardening is not the life for me, but I love cucumbers. Fresh cucumbers out of the garden. Ooh. And those little yellow pear tomatoes. All right, so I think we're gonna do a pop of color on the inner corner. We'll do the sails first. So we're gonna do this white shade first. Kind of put down a base. Then I'm gonna go into this shade here, the seashells, on the edge of the Sigma E55 brush. And I'm gonna put this on the inner corner, or I'm gonna try to. I like that. I love the little pop of teal, and when you put the white down, it makes it so it's not super intense and it won't pick up those dark glitter or shimmery accents in there, because there's dark ones and there's light ones, so you want them to grasp onto or pick up the light ones just so it's not dark in your inner corner, because that's what you don't want. And then, or you could of course use this bright pink, this Bahamas shade would be really cool in the inner corner, or this gold shade would be really cool. But I like that teal. All right, let's go for, all right, for mascara, I'm gonna use the Milk Makeup Kush mascara. I love this mascara. It makes my lashes look so long and full. Also, what podcasts are you listening to? I asked this on Instagram as well. A lot of you are listening to crime podcasts, which is really cool. I haven't gotten into them yet. I'm afraid I'm either going to get really addicted to them or be really afraid of them, or both. We'll do our face while the mascara dries. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and the lightest shade here. I can't believe I still have this. This is really old, and I'm like hitting major pan, but we're still chugging right along here. We got some product left in there. Pull those right here. What are they saying? My lips are a little dry for some reason right now. The thing about doing your makeup in front of all these lights is you never know how much bronzer is too much bronzer. So it might look good right now, but then like when I walk into class, it's gonna be like, whoa, Oompa Loompa, what happened, girl? So I can't, so I'm undecided if I can listen to those types of podcasts. So, but I'm a little distracted anyway by these podcasts about the Enneagram. Have you guys heard about the Enneagram? Oh, don't even start if you haven't yet. If you like personality tests, you're gonna get obsessed. Actually, I'll see you on the other side. If you've even started looking into it on your phone right now, goodbye. See you in the next lifetime, because you will be down a rabbit hole that you will become obsessed with. And I'm so obsessed. It's a personality typology type of thing. You're not supposed to take the test. It's not a personality test. It's like a personality typology thing. I love astrology. I love personality types, Myers-Briggs test kind of things. Love that. This one, on another level. I had never heard of it before. It's like it's supposed to target your inner motivations. It tells you where you go in stress and then where you go when you are in growth, and then how to manage those things to better your life. I mean, hi. I love that idea. All right, so for blush, first of all, I'm gonna use the Buxom. This is the Wanderlust line, which is a primer infused blush, which first of all just sounded like the most amazing thing I'd ever heard. Primer infused blush. And I haven't tried this shade, I've only swatched it. It's called Havana. It's like a really pretty rose shade. I love this. Anyway, so Enneagram sucks you in. I don't even know what type I am yet. I've been listening to this for about a year. I still don't know my type. Excuse the frog in my throat. So for highlight, I'm gonna use these new Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighters. I'm gonna use Snowflake and Sunset Aura. I'm gonna dip in there with my highlighter brush. Oh, that's a lot. Here we go. I love this. I was expecting, okay, let me show you what it looks like on the brush so you can get an idea. See that? Hold on. Yep. See that? It looks like a disaster waiting to happen, right? And then you put it on your face and it's so smooth and so nice. It looks like it was gonna be really sparkly and chunky. No, not at all. What's it talking about? The Enneagram. Oh, I'm listening to this podcast called Enneagram for Idiots. At first it like took me a minute to get used to the girls' personalities, because I think that's just how I am. Like, it takes me a minute to get used to people. I'm gonna use, by the way, totally off topic, I'm gonna use these Allura light lashes, I think, hopefully. I'm gonna use And I'm just gonna put them on, and while we're waiting for the glue to dry, I will talk about this briefly. Okay, so this podcast has sucked me in. It took me a second to get used to their kind of style of doing things. They're a banter podcast. They do research, but they just bring the research and just openly talk about it, which I love that kind of dynamic. Clearly, ooh. Okay, yes, we're definitely wearing these. These Allura, they're House of Lashes. Using this House of Lashes, what is this, glue. Anyways, gotta let this dry. Okay, so this, oh God, my nose is itching. Podcast is so good. It talks about all the different, so Enneagram is just a bunch of number, like it's numbers 1 through 9. We all have a little bit of all of the numbers in us, but there's one number that makes up, can't remember what they said, 80%, maybe it's less than that, but a lot of your personality. So, still don't know my number. Found out about this a year ago. I've been listening to podcasts. I even read a book about it. Can't remember what it's called. I can't decide if I'm a 4 or a 9. Anyway. Anyway, 2 different lip options because you know, gotta have options, because sometimes I just want an everyday type of muted, toned down lip, and sometimes I want an in-your-face, bold lip. So I've got a purple lip, which, this lip color is perfect with this eyeshadow look, and then this kind of cool tone grayish color. So I'm gonna put on the grayish shade first, probably. I might fast forward through this part. All right, so this is lip option number 1, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Grim, which is just kind of a grayish mauve color, which that combination alone is something I'm clearly obsessed with. So I love this lip color. This lip color literally goes with everything. This is definitely one of my top favorites from Anastasia Beverly Hills if you're looking to try their formula. All right, so my second lip option is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Violet. Oh my gosh, this shade is so good. So this is lip option number 2, which is Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Violet. Anyways, we are done. We are ready. Yeah, that's it. I gotta go to class sooner than later. I gotta let my dogs out, feed them, do the whole deal. I had fun getting ready with you though. I hope you had fun getting ready with me and all the random whatever that was that we talked about today. And yeah, please feel free to leave any comments down in the comment section of anything that you want to talk about, or how you're doing, or what you're up to, how your spring is going, all of the things. Anyways, thank you so much for getting ready with me and for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Well, actually, I'll see you down in the comment section, but you know what I mean. I'll see you next time. Bye.